The sky was too quiet. Lieutenant Kira Terse knew something was wrong the moment the birds stopped flying. Even the wind had gone still, the kind of silence that came before death. She crouched behind a broken wall, blood dripping from a cut above her eye. Her red skin, once smooth and proud, was now stained with violet blood. Her own, and streaked with green goo from the creatures she'd killed. The outpost was gone, burned, blasted. The Confederation had sent her team to scout an energy anomaly. That team was now dead. Kira was the last one left. She wasn't ready to die, but she was prepared to fight. Heavy footsteps approached. Insect legs clicked on stone. Rayan raiders, 6 of them, big, ugly, laughing. Their leader hissed in broken standard. Pretty female. Weak now. We take her. Kira's back hit the remains of a steel tank.
No more places to hide.
Her rifle was nearly empty. Her body screamed in pain, but her eyes burned with fire. You want me? She growled. Come and get me. The leader raised a blade. She raised her rifle. A breath. A second, then the sky exploded. Crack! The Rayan leader's head burst apart. The others froze. Crack! Another fell. The air sizzled with ancient gunpowder. Someone was here. From the smoke, a man walked forward. Not one of her kind. Not a Rayan. Not anyone she recognized. A human. Kira's hand trembled as she aimed at him. Her vision was foggy, but she could see the shape. Dark armor. Glowing blue lines. A weapon in his hands. Old, loud, and deadly. He didn't run. He didn't speak. He just fired. Crack! 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 One by one, the Rayans dropped. Then silence. Only the human remained. He lowered his weapon and walked toward her, calm as if nothing happened. Kira didn't lower her gun. Humans don't belong here, she hissed. The man stopped a few steps away. The wind picked up as the twin suns dipped below the horizon. The battlefield turned gold and red, like fire spreading through dust. Kira's heartbeat was loud in her ears. She and Dex stood on a rocky ridge, staring down at the clearing below. Dex's ship, a dark, sleek vessel with glowing blue engines, was surrounded. 6 Rayan raiders were crawling over it like insects on prey. Sparks flew as they tried to cut through the hull. Kira clenched her rifle. They're trying to breach your ship, Dex's expression hardened. Not for long. He checked his weapon, eyes scanning the terrain. You still good to fight? Kira smirked weakly. You carried me through half a desert. I'm not dying sitting down, Dex grinned. That's what I like to hear. He handed her a compact sidearm. Take this. Human design. Simple trigger. Hits harder than it looks. Kira took the weapon, her fingers brushing his. A brief touch, but enough to send an unfamiliar warmth through her. She ignored it. All right, Dex said, crouching behind a boulder. We hit them fast and loud. You take the high ground. I'll circle left, Kira nodded. Try not to get killed, Dex winked. I'll do my best, then he moved. Silent, precise, like a shadow with purpose. The morning was cold, not from the weather. The temperature regulators were still working inside Dex's ship, but from something else. Something old. Something buried, watching. Kira felt it before she saw it. A pressure in the air, a silent hum just beneath the surface of her skin. Dex noticed it too. He stood by the window, shirt half buttoned, staring out across the broken landscape. You feel that? He asked. Kira nodded. Like something waiting. Dex tapped a screen. A holographic map appeared, showing red energy pulses east of their location. That's what brought me here, he said. And I'm guessing it's what killed your team. Kira didn't speak. Her jaw tightened. She stepped closer to the console. This signal, it matches progenitor frequencies. Ancient. Predates both our species. Dex raised an eyebrow. Progenitor, as in the ones who vanished before your kind even existed. She nodded. The Confederation has found ruins before, but never anything alive. Never anything broadcasting. Dex checked his rifle. Then it's time we paid them a visit. Kilometers east, dead trees clawed at the sky. The ground cracked beneath every step. Vines as thick as arms covered the entrance of a long-buried structure. Kira pulled them aside, revealing a doorway covered in alien markings. The stone was black and smooth. It didn't feel like stone. It felt aware. She touched it. A whisper passed through her mind. Not words. Feelings, curiosity, hunger. She pulled back fast. Dex saw her face. What did it say? Kira shook her head. It didn't speak. It looked inside me. Dex scanned the doorway. There's an opening behind it. Probably leads underground. He reached for the door. It opened on its own, no sound. No motor, just stone sliding open like it was alive. They stepped inside. The tunnel was narrow, twisting like a serpent under the ground. Their boots echoed as they walked, lights from their armor casting shadows on the walls. The walls were covered in moving symbols. Not literally moving, but every time they looked away, the symbols had changed. Dex reached out to one. Kira stopped him. Don't. We don't know what they do. Dex raised his hands. Fair point. They kept moving. The air grew colder. Not just temperature, something else. The kind of cold that crawled under skin and whispered fear into your bones. Finally, the tunnel opened into a wide chamber. They froze. It was beautiful. And terrifying. A giant dome stretched high above, supported by twisting black columns. In the center stood a pedestal. Floating just above it, spinning slowly, was a device. The artifact. Small, elegant, layers of silver rings rotating around a glowing blue core. It pulsed like a heartbeat, or a warning. Dex took a step forward. Kira grabbed his arm. We don't touch it. Not yet, Dex studied her. Afraid it'll bite? Afraid it'll do worse. She pulled out her scanner. Numbers jumped across the screen. It's active. Fully functional. That's impossible. Dex circled the pedestal. What do you think it does? Could be anything, Kira said. Weapon, key, brain interface. The progenitors didn't build machines. They built minds. Dex looked into the core. It's beautiful. He reached out. Kira's voice was sharp. Don't! His fingers touched the edge. The room breathed. Suddenly, Dex stood still, frozen in place. His body stiff. His eyes wide. Kira ran to him. Dex! He didn't move. But his voice came out low and strange. It's speaking. What is? She demanded. The artifact. It's scanning me. My thoughts. My memories, my DNA. The silence was broken by thunder, but it wasn't the weather. It was war. Kira froze halfway up the ancient stone steps that led out of the progenitor ruins. A deep, distant rumble rolled through the earth beneath her boots. Then again, closer, sharper. Explosions. Dust trickled from the ceiling above. The walls shook. She turned fast. Dex, move! Dex was behind her, still unsteady from the artifact's bond. His breathing was heavy, sweat dripping from his brow. His hand gripped the wall as he forced himself up the stairs. Kira rushed to support him. We have incoming. I know, he panted. I can hear them in my bones. They climbed together, fast but uneven. As they neared the top, Kira's comms clicked. Unknown ships detected, 6 dropships inbound. Rian energy signature confirmed, Kira swore. They tracked us. No, Dex muttered. They tracked the artifact. Above ground, the twin suns were gone. Smoke choked the sky. Fires burned on the ridgeline. As they emerged from the ruins' entrance, they saw the shadows, figures moving, fast, armed, surrounding them. Kira pulled Dex behind a broken wall. We're boxed in. We can fight our way out, he said through gritted teeth. No, we can't. Kira peeked over the edge. At least 20? Maybe more. Dex looked down at his hands. The glow from the artifact was pulsing beneath his skin like electricity trapped in flesh. I have an idea, he said. Kira frowned. No, whatever you're thinking, don't. I can use it. He stood up straighter, breathing slower. The artifact showed me how. It's killing you, Kira snapped. That bond, it's feeding on your energy. I'm already bonded. If I don't use it, we both die. Kira hesitated. Her heart wanted to stop him. Her training told her otherwise. Finally, she stepped back. One chance. That's it. Dex reached into his vest and pulled out the artifact. The rings spun fast, reacting instantly to his touch. He pressed it against his chest. Light exploded from his body. The artifact melted into his skin, vanishing beneath it. Dex stumbled, but stayed on his feet. His eyes glowed electric blue. His veins lit up like circuitry. Kira stepped back. Dex? His voice came out different, layered, resonating. Still me. The Rian soldiers burst through the tree line. They hissed and raised their weapons. Dex lifted his hand. The air rippled. A wall of force blasted forward, sending the front line of Rians flying like leaves in a hurricane. Kira stared, stunned. You have telekinesis, Dex smiled faintly. Apparently I always did. It just needed a key. He moved forward, smooth, controlled. Energy crackled around him like a storm held together by will. Kira followed, keeping close behind. I thought you were a mercenary. Contractor. The stars above were quiet, but inside Dex's body, something was not. He sat in the corner of the ship's galley, shirt off, breathing slowly. His chest still glowed faintly where the artifact had once bonded. The light was weaker now, but it wasn't gone. Still glowing? Kira asked, stepping in. Dex looked up, giving her a tired smile. Dimmer than before. But yeah, it's still there, she crossed her arms. That's not normal, Dex shrugged. Neither am I, apparently. He leaned forward, letting her run her scanner over the mark. It shouldn't still be active, she said. I sealed the artifact. You shouldn't be carrying any trace of it. Yet here I am, glowing like a human nightlight. Kira didn't smile. This could kill you. Dex looked down at his chest. It doesn't feel like it wants to kill me. Don't confuse silence with safety. Dex raised an eyebrow. Is that a military proverb? No, Kira said softly. It's personal experience. Later, Dex lay on the ship's medical bed, hooked up to biomonitors. Kira sat nearby, watching the data scroll across her wrist display. His heart rate was steady, his vitals strong, stronger than before. You're healing faster, she said, almost like the artifact. Upgraded you, Dex gave a half grin. Wish it upgraded my cooking skills. I'm serious, she snapped. I know, he replied, the grin fading. But if this thing changed me, what do I do now? You adapt, she said. That's what humans are good at, isn't it? The ship vibrated softly as it hovered above the ruins. Most of the Rian forces had been destroyed or scattered after Krell's defeat, but Kira's mind wasn't on victory. It was on a message she hadn't told Dex. About the encrypted file blinked silently on her. Wristpad.confidential for LT Kira Terse. Only new artifact signal detected. Location. Classified secondary mission. Priority. Retrieve before human contact. She stared at it for a long time. Her orders were clear. Do not involve the human, but her heart and mind were no longer aligned. Dex had saved her. Fought for her. Nearly died for her. And now he wasn't just some stranger. He was something else. Something she didn't have a word for. Outside, Dex was testing the ship's repaired systems. Kira joined him in the cockpit. Status? She asked. Engines are good, Dex said. Power cells are stable. I've rerouted the coolant lines. You sure you're up for this? I'm glowing but functional, he said. That's gotta count for something. Kira hesitated. Then she told him, there's another signal. Dex froze. Another artifact? She nodded. Where? Edge of the system. Deep in asteroid territory. He looked at her carefully. And your orders? Kira looked out the window. Not to tell you, Dex smirked. So, you're breaking rules for me now? I'm not doing it for you, she said. Then, quieter. Not just for you. The ship was silent, but Dex was not alone. He stood shirtless in the center of the cargo bay, sweat dripping down his back. His hands trembled. His chest still glowed with that unnatural blue light, a mark from the artifact. A reminder, but tonight, it was doing more than glowing. It was speaking, not with words. With images, sounds, emotions, whispers. He closed his eyes and saw Earth. Not the one he knew, but ancient, untouched, full of towering beasts and deep forests. Above it, floating ships, alien and immense, cast shadows that didn't belong. They came before fire, before language. Dex opened his eyes. The whisper was gone, but its weight remained. Kira watched from the doorway, arms folded, eyes unreadable. You were hearing it again, weren't you? Dex nodded slowly. It's not just energy. It's intelligence. You think it's alive. I think it remembers. Later, in the cockpit, Kira accessed her secure channel. Her orders blinked again. New directive. Do not allow human subject to approach further artifacts. Detain if necessary. Extract data for Confederation research. Her jaw clenched. Outside, Dex risked his life to save her. Inside, her own people were preparing to treat him like a test subject. She shut off the message without responding. They arrived at the coordinates of the second signal, a shattered moon drifting in cold space. No signs of life, no heat, no movement, just silence, but deep within the hollow shell of rock. The second artifact waited. Dex stepped forward, his voice calm. "It's calling again." Kira stared at him. "You're sure?" He nodded. "Same feeling." "Same pull. Then we move," she said. But her hand stayed near her weapon, not because of enemies, but because she wasn't sure what Dex was becoming. They entered through a collapsed shaft, landing in what looked like a buried chamber. The walls were covered in organic cables, bones fused with steel. Lights blinked from no known power source. "This one's different," Kira whispered. "It's fused into the rock. The artifact wasn't floating, it was growing, attached like a root system into the moon." Itself alive, watching Dex. Approached it slowly. The glow in his chest brightened in response. "You don't have to touch it," Kira warned. Dex turned to her. "I'm not sure I have a choice." The moment his hand got close, everything changed. The room twisted. Time bent. Reality pulsed. Kira was thrown backward. Dex stood frozen, his eyes wide. "You are not alone. You were never alone. You were chosen before you were born." Images flooded. Dex's mind. A human child born under starlight. Progenitor machine scanning. Earth's oceans. DNA strands floating in liquid blue. Human history. Wars. Peace dreams. All watched from above. He gasped. Fell to his knees. Kira ran to him, pulling him away. "What did you see?" Dex's voice was barely a whisper. "They knew us. They guided us," she frowned. "You mean the progenitors created humans?" "Maybe not created," Dex said, struggling to sit up. "But changed, enhanced, left seeds. And now the seeds are waking up," Dex nodded. "Inside me." Back on the ship, Kira didn't sleep. Kira stood at the ship's control panel, watching the enemy ship drift into view above the shattered moon. It was sleek, black, and unmarked. A ghost vessel, used only for missions that didn't exist on paper. Her fingers hovered above the comms switch. If she pressed it, they'd respond. If she didn't, they'd come anyway, behind her. Dex sat silently, a towel around his shoulders, eyes glowing dimly with the blue light of the artifact. He was still recovering from the last encounter, but the power inside him was growing again. She turned. "They're here for you," she said. "I figured. They won't ask nicely. They rarely do." Kira took a breath. "If I don't follow orders, I lose everything." Dex looked up. "What do you want to keep?" Kira hesitated. Then, "You." The first missile hit the ground 2 kilometers from the ship. Not close, but close enough to send a message. "Come out, or we'll come in." Kira gripped her rifle. "They won't wait long." Dex stood. "Then let's not give them the chance." Outside, dust swirled under the landing thrusters of the Confederation gunship. 6 armored soldiers marched forward. Their weapons were aimed but not fired. The one in front removed his helmet. Tall, pale, cold gray eyes. Commander Elton, Kira's former superior. He looked at her. "Not like an old student, like a disobedient tool, Lieutenant Terse," he said. "You were ordered to extract data, not form." "Emotional attachments." Dex stepped forward. "She's not a tool." Elton didn't look at him. "You are the variable, the anomaly. We'll be removing you now." "Try it," Dex said flatly. Elton raised one hand. The soldiers aimed their rifles. Dex's eyes lit up. The symbol on his chest began to glow again. Elton blinked. "Stand down." "Use force if The earth cracked. Dex raised one palm. The air shimmered. A force wave knocked the soldiers back, scattering them like paper. Kira raised her rifle, protecting his flank. "Don't," she warned. "You'll regret it." Elton stood alone now, covered in dust. "You're siding with a dangerous mutant," he hissed. "No," Kira replied. I'm standing with someone who didn't lie to me, who didn't try to use me. And what happens when that thing inside him takes over? Dex stepped forward, eyes burning like stars. It won't, Eltan laughed. You think you're in control? I know it, Dex said. The artifact didn't force itself on me. It chose me, because humans adapt. Because we don't follow programs. We fight, we evolve. We love! He turned to Kira. You showed me that. The wind howled between them. The other soldiers recovered but didn't fire. Eltan stared at them. You don't know what you've started, he said. Maybe not, Kira said. But we'll finish it. Eltan activated a device on his wrist. Then you're enemies of the Confederation. A second gunship appeared on the horizon. Kira looked at Dex. Can you still do it? I can't stop them all, he said. But I can delay them. No, Kira said. We do this together. The next 5 minutes were fire and chaos. Kira fought like a ghost, moving through smoke and ash with deadly accuracy. Dex unleashed the artifact's power, pushing machines aside, bending metal, redirecting energy bolts with nothing but a thought. He was no longer just human. He was evolution accelerated. But the more he used it, the more it burned him. His skin glowed. His veins flared. His voice deepened with every word he spoke, and yet he never stopped protecting her. At the end, they stood on a ruined cliff surrounded by defeated enemies, flames burning behind them. Kira held a broken rifle. Dex stood beside her, chest heaving, smoke rising from his arms. The artifact's glow faded. He collapsed. Kira caught him. Stay with me, she whispered. We're not done, he smiled faintly. You fought well.